everybody, so I know it's been a while since I filmed a video and I really just wanted to start off with a haul just because I'm really excited about a couple things that I recently got, and also just because I feel like it's going to be the easiest video to edit, since in my update video I explained to you guys that I got a different editing software. So I'm going to try that out on this and see if I can figure out different things with it. It's probably not going to look too different as my other videos as far as editing goes, just because I'm really not going to edit this too much. Hopefully I'm not going to forget what I'm saying and have to pause for a little bit, but I'm hopefully not going to have to edit this too much and I won't have to know a lot as far as how that works. But I just want to get into it since I am very excited about these couple things that I recently got. So the first thing I'm just going to get out of the way is I actually got the low Cornell brushes in 3/8 of an inch. So this is what they look like. I got 4 of these. I ordered them online since my local Michaels does not have this size. They do have other sizes, such as I do believe there's a bigger version, and then there's also a smaller, I believe it's 1/4 of an inch. I'm not completely sure, but they do have a smaller version of this brush. One that I have is the 1/2 inch, so you can see the size difference. I really wanted to get this one since I heard that it's a dupe for the MAC, I believe it's the 239, it's their shader brush, but I believe that this is a pretty much exact dupe. I believe that this one's a little bit stiffer than the MAC one, but otherwise it's pretty much exact. So I really wanted to get that brush just because I've heard so much about it, and it's also really inexpensive. It's about $3 or $4, so I really like it, and I do recommend it if you can find it at any local craft store. But if you can't, I do recommend trying to order online because it is a really good brush to have. The next 2 products that I recently got are the e.l.f. Complexion Perfection Powder. And I really like this just because it has those 4 colors, but also it's very transparent. It doesn't leave that white cast, and it is very finely milled. So I really like this powder. It's, I think, $3 from your local Target or on their e.l.f. website, because it's, I believe, from their studio line. So I believe everything from their studio line is $3 if I'm not mistaken. So I really like this, really recommend it just because it's inexpensive and it actually works really well. I've tried this a couple times already, and actually, if you can see, it has a yellow tone and a pink tone powder. I used one or the other or mixed together as my under eye concealer setting powder. I feel like it just adds a little bit more of a touch of brightness, so I really like that as well for a setting powder underneath my eyes. The next one is the e.l.f. bronzer in golden. It's their golden bronzer. I really like this. It's super shimmery. I'm going to try to swatch it for you guys. I don't know how well it's going to come up. It's super shimmery. I'm going to, hopefully you can see it. I'm not really positive if you guys are going to be able to see that. It is shimmery, yes, but it is finely milled. As far as what I use it for, I really only use it as kind of an undertone for my blush. So I would apply that, and then I would apply, I have a couple blushes from my Coastal Scent 6 Color Contour and Blush Palette. You guys have all seen this before. I use this in almost every tutorial. Now, there are colors such as this blush right here that are really deep and also very matte. If I want to add kind of a shimmer to my cheeks, but I do want the tone of the blush that I have, I will add the bronzer underneath that as my, I guess, just to add a little bit of a pop of shimmer, just because it just warms up the face and also makes a very nice glow. You can use it as a highlighter as well. I have used it as that, but I really like it on my cheeks underneath a more matte blush, just to give more of a glowing effect to the cheeks. So I really like that, and I do recommend it. Although it is super shimmery, so I don't know if everyone's gonna like this. I recommend this more if you were planning on using this as a highlighter, just because it is more shimmery. But if you're somebody who really likes that kind of glowing cheeks, I do recommend this for underneath a more matte blush. The next product I am super excited about. They are the BH Cosmetics palettes. I do have a couple. I actually have recently got 5. Now, a little background info. I did receive these in 2 separate shipments, so this is kind of a collective haul. I did receive these, again, 2 separate shipments, and to be quite honest now, I have nothing really bad to say about BH Cosmetics as far as other purchases that I have made. But my first shipment that consisted of 2 of their new 88 palettes and then their 3rd edition 120 palette, I did not like the way it came packaged. The box was kind of open, it was falling apart, it wasn't bubble wrapped, only one was actually bubble wrapped. I was really disappointed. One of the eyeshadows actually fell out and a couple were chipped, so I really wasn't happy with that. The other one came very well packaged. It was completely safe, bubble wrapped and everything. I was really happy with that purchase, but as far as my first purchase, I was not happy with it. I don't know what happened, but it just didn't come as packaged as nicely as I really would want it to be. So that's just a little kind of background info. I guess it really depends. You can order online and get really good shipping as far as how it's packaged, but this one time just didn't work out the way I wanted it to, and I was very disappointed, but my second shipment came fine and I was really happy with that. So basically onto the palettes. The first one I got is the 120 palette 3rd edition, so this is what it looks like. And you can see on the back it has the ingredients list right here, and then it says down below BH Cosmetics, and then it has the number 3 to show you what edition it is. Now when you open the palette, this is what it looks like. This is the first layer, and then it has this purple tab. My other 120 palettes, I took off this tab because I felt no use for it, but I felt like this is all new, so I wanted to keep the tab on this. But what you do is you just lift it up, and what will happen is the top layer, I don't want to do this in the air just because I don't want to drop it, but the top layer will actually come out. You've seen this before. I do use the 1st and 2nd edition in most of my tutorials, so you have seen the other editions, but the bottom one of this is actually what really drew me in. I also really like the pastel colors on the top layer, but what really drew me in is actually the neutral colors in this layer, just because they're all very unique colors, and I really love this. They're really pretty for smoky eyes. I love these ones, especially down here, just because they're like kind of more plummy, purpley toned grays, and I really love that. I've done a smoky eye with that. I will do a tutorial on that. Hopefully soon I will do that because I really like the way it came out. I feel like I've said really like 20 times already, but I do really like it. I really like this one. This one was actually in the first shipment, and this was the only one that came bubble wrapped. As far as my other 120 palettes and shipping with those came shipped very well. They were all completely bubble wrapped, and the bubble wrap had bubble wrap. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm trying to like explain that. As far as 120 palettes, it really did come packaged really nicely, so I was happy with that. Nothing was chipped, nothing was cracked, nothing fell out, so I was really happy with that, and I really liked it. I'm not sure about the price. I will put the price in annotations right here, so there will be an annotation here, and also I'll list it in the description bar below. Hold on. Sorry. The other 4 palettes that I got is the 88 Colors palette Tropical Matte. Anyway, the next part of it is just to show you guys the colors. So this is what the 88 matte palette, the Tropical Matte palette, looks like inside. I can do swatches at the end. It does come with 2 sponge tip applicators, and I really don't like those. No offense to the ones that it comes with, I just don't like sponge tip applicators. I prefer brushes, so I really don't like those, and I feel like you're not going to get a lot of use out of those, even if you're somebody who does prefer to use those. So the next palette is the 88 Tropical Shimmer palette, and this one looks like this. Again, pretty much the same as the matte palette, just shimmery colors. Again, it says on the back of it which one it is in like an abbreviation, so I really like that. I really like these colors. As far as the tropical colors, there are a lot of earth tones. They do have a couple bright colors here at the end, but really not too many bright colors. A lot of earth tones, like I said, really pretty, and I also like the finish of them, so I'm really happy with this palette. Also, oh, I didn't mention, but the 88 Tropical Matte palette was one that came chipped and also came like one came out. So this is the one that came out, and a couple like this one and where is it? This one also was chipped a little bit. I wasn't really happy with that because this was the palette that I was really looking forward to, but it's okay. The eyeshadow that fell out didn't crack and it's still usable, so I do keep that in like a separate like mini palette. This one, which is the Tropical Shimmer, came perfectly fine, so I was really happy with that, in case you were wondering. The next palette is the 88 Colors palette Cool Matte Eyeshadows, and I'm just going to open that so you guys can see. So again, sponge tip applicators, and this has more cool tone colors. I really like this because although it has more cool tone colors and although there's a lot of very bright colors, it's really not super shimmery. I know that the original palette, as far as the other 88 palettes that I have, the complete matte palette, it does have a few more shimmery shades. This has, I would say, around 20% shimmery shades, where they're more satiny. One I can show you is like this kind of more silvery color. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but I'm going to try and show you. Let me just build it up a little bit. Ones like this one have more of a sheen to them. I hope you can see, but they have more of a sheen to them, and they're more satiny. They're not completely matte. So when you're buying this palette, you really can't be looking forward to having a completely matte palette, but the majority of it is matte, so I really like this. So yeah, I'm sorry if this is kind of like reviews and haul all together. I just want to make sure that I'm explaining this all to you. The last palette and the last thing in my haul is the 88 Cool Shimmer palette, and this is what it looks like. Again, pretty much the same as the Cool Matte, except for the finish. As far as this, I really like it. Nothing came completely broken or anything like that. Nothing fell out, nothing was cracked. So I was really happy with this. Really like the finishes and the colors and just the complete undertone of this palette. It's very cool colors, so I really like that. One of my absolute favorite colors, and I have to say, has to be this purple right here. I don't know why, just in the pan it looks so pretty. So if you have this palette, I really like that color. I don't know why. Let me see if I can swatch it, because I want to swatch it right now. Oh, actually, it's really kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It has kind of, I don't know, like a three-dimensional look. I don't know if it's going to pick up in the swatch. I hope it can. I'm trying to like turn it towards the light so you guys can see. But it has a really like three-dimensional look. I really like it. It's kind of sheer, which is a little bit of a bummer because I really hoped it would be really intense. But it still has that kind of 3D look. It's kind of almost like a, I don't know how to describe the finish, but I really like it. I'm sorry. I really don't know how to describe the finish, but it's a really pretty eyeshadow. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my haul. I hope you guys enjoyed. All the information will be below in the description box. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed again, and until my next video. Bye guys.